about you in the streets, because it was like, dang, if she held him down.
So even if me and Yandy decide to break up, it's no one's business but our household. Right? So if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me. It's maybe not for you, because I'm sorry you wasn't in the group chat when we decided that. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry you wasn't in our bedroom when we had this conversation, and you know and that's the problem, because a lot of times these rumors, you know, we so private that we sit back and we laugh at it.
What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Oh, we not together.
Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like.
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, I didn't do it for TV. I think listen, it was Yandy's idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and you know, she said, let's not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess, you know, it kind of just stayed that way. Then
Tamar is now waiting for people to send her apologies through Cash App or Zelle after Mendez confirmed that he and Yandy were not together and likely had not been a couple for quite some time. Before that confirmation came out, Tamar was exhausting herself trying to clear her name. This happened after rumors spread that she was involved with another married man again. Tamar kept insisting she did nothing wrong and claimed the man was not married when they were seeing each other. Because of all this chaos, the release of her new EP completely fell apart. Instead of music promotion, the focus shifted to non-stop drama. Tamar now says Mendez used her as a way to publicly announce his breakup with Yandy, and then abandoned her without warning. She also believes Yandy was hurt in this situation because Mendez only revealed the relationship once he felt there was nothing left to gain from it. At this point, Tamar seems to bring fresh drama every single day. Recently, she went online saying she had a serious accident at home that caused some of her teeth to get knocked out. People immediately started worrying and guessing what really happened. Some brushed it off as typical Tamar behavior, while others went as far as accusing Funky Diva of attacking her.
Y'all want to know what all the hell going on, bitch? I want to know what's going on too, bitch, okay? The lady got on the internet and said she almost died. Now listen, let me just go ahead and get this out the way, okay, before we even get to the top of the show. I don't know what happened to the lady. Okay, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm talking about Tamar Braxton. I don't know what happened to the lady. We went out. What night that was? We went out. Saturday night. We went out Saturday night. We went to the Roof Chris. We ate. We had a good time. She was like, let's turn up for your birthday. We went down to the V12. Shouts out to Vinny and all the people at V12. That's the video y'all saw.
Then Funky Diva spoke up and said, I don't even know that lady. And the internet immediately turned on him. People flooded his comments, calling him every name imaginable except a child of God. As the backlash grew stronger, Funky decided to reach out to Tamar both privately and publicly. He asked her to clear his name and tell people the truth, that he had nothing to do with her teeth getting knocked out. However, Tamar did not rush to help him. She seemed more focused on enjoying the attention, and allowed Funky to keep getting dragged online. That is when the story took an even wilder turn. Reports started circulating that before her teeth incident, Tamar had been spotted at a club getting very close with Mendez. According to witnesses, the two even left the venue together that night. This sparked non-stop speculation. People began asking if Yandy followed them to Tamar's house and confronted her. The rumors only grew louder when Funky Diva and Tamar ended up in a very public online feud. Funky finally spilled everything, saying he was not at Tamar's house that night because Mendez was there, and he assumed they wanted privacy. That revelation only added more fuel to an already explosive situation.
All I was asking was for you to go back to your stories and put, Funky Diva didn't do anything to me, guys. I was resting. I should have said something earlier. That was all you had to do, and it could have been done with on my end. Even in this very moment, that was all you had to do, and it could have been done.
Earlier, Tamar had shared the trailer for her EP, where Mendes appeared as her on-screen love interest. At the time, she tried to brush off the rumors about them by saying their connection was strictly professional. She wanted people to believe it was nothing more than a work arrangement tied to the project. However, Funky later came forward and said that was far from the truth. According to Funky, Tamar and Mendes were doing much more than working together. He claimed they were in a full-blown relationship behind the scenes. The way they behaved around him made it seem like they wanted the truth to come out, almost as if they were daring him to expose what was really going on. Funky said their actions were not subtle at all, and anyone in the room could feel the chemistry between them. He also admitted that he did not realize Tamar was using him as part of the storyline until it was too late. By the time he understood what was happening, the damage had already been done. Once the rumors exploded online, Funky was left dealing with the backlash while Tamar stayed quiet. That realization made him feel played, embarrassed, and pulled into drama he never asked for.
Tamar, you gonna sit up in my face? You gonna sit up in my face with your 3 faces and tell me that you and Mendeces did not have a conversation at that table in Roof Chris about him putting out a statement about him and Yandy not being together no more? We really gonna do that? And he said he did a version of the letter on ChatGPT. And then you started laughing back and was like, no, you gotta go back and rewrite it to kind of make it sound like it's you. We gonna say that didn't happen? We gonna say that didn't happen? We gonna sit up here and say, after he was digging in between your thighs at that Roof Chris, and he got up and went to the bathroom, that the conversation was, y'all, I can't. He just my friend. He just my friend. I can't. I mean, and then I said, Tamar, ain't he married? He ain't married. They not married. They just do that for the show. They not married. That's what we gonna do?
In fact, Tamar recently brought the drama back up while talking about her issues with Funky and the situation involving Mendes. She tried to downplay everything by saying there was no real problem and that things were supposedly cool between them. According to Tamar, people were reading too much into the situation and creating stories that were not true. She went on to claim that she barely even knows Mendes outside of the project they worked on together. Tamar said their connection was limited and strictly related to the creative work, not anything personal. She made it seem like their interactions never went beyond business, and that the internet completely exaggerated what was going on behind the scenes. However, many people found her explanation hard to believe, especially because of everything that had already come out. The timeline did not seem to add up, and her words appeared to contradict earlier statements made by Funky. As a result, the public reaction was mixed. Some viewers believed Tamar was trying to protect her image, while others felt she was changing the story to avoid more backlash. At this point, the situation continues to raise eyebrows. Each time Tamar speaks, it seems to open the door to more questions instead of clearing things up, keeping the drama alive and the internet talking.
I do not go with Mendeces. Stop. I said that yesterday. I haven't seen him since my premiere party for Heartbreak Retrograde. Y'all are on that good crack cocaine.
In this film? Or?
No, to be honest, I barely even know him.
Okay.
to be honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not like, we're cool, but
Yeah.
we're not like my homie. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's not
right.
like that. And he just got casted in a film, and here we are.
It started to look like Tamar was backpedaling because her feud with Funky did not go the way she expected. The moment Funky began speaking openly about Tamar and Mendes being involved, the internet quickly turned against her. People labeled her messy and dramatic, accusing her of chasing a married man and stirring up unnecessary chaos. During all of this backlash, Mendes stayed silent and allowed Tamar to take all the blame, as if he had no role in the situation at all. He did not step in to defend her or clarify anything, which made things even worse. Only now is he finally explaining that he and Yandy were not actually together. What many people did not realize is that Yandy and Mendes were never legally married in the first place. Yandy had already mentioned on Love and Hip Hop a long time ago that she never filed the official marriage paperwork. Even when they tried again later, the documents were still never completed. Because of that, their relationship was never legal, just long-term and complicated. This means they were free to walk away or reconnect whenever they wanted. Unfortunately, Tamar ended up caught in the middle and took most of the public heat for a situation that involved everyone.
What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together. So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like.
So the rumor.
On its own, not being legally married is not necessarily a problem. However, the issue comes from how Yandy constantly talked about Mendez as her man. With that energy, many people assumed she would want everything handled properly on paper instead of letting him move in ways that made her look embarrassed. If the rumors are true, Yandy already knew Mendez was stepping outside the relationship. What shocked her was discovering that the other woman was Tamar Braxton. Now that Mendez has finally spoken up and explained the situation, Tamar seems to be taking a victory lap. She feels justified and says people owe her an apology for attacking her without knowing the full story. Tamar claims she stayed quiet because it was not her place to speak on someone else's relationship. What makes this worse is that Mendez had plenty of time to clear things up if he truly cared about Tamar. Instead, he let her take all the heat until it benefited him to speak. Tamar now says she understands what Yandy went through, dealing with a man who always put himself first. Still, many people are not convinced. Even if Mendez was playing games, Tamar should not have been anywhere near that situation. She allowed herself to look like the other woman, and now wants apologies for being called exactly that. The biggest question remains. If Mendez was not married, why did Tamar end up injured after spending the night with him? Will she ever explain that? Let us know what you think in the comments.